The Ready for a Relationship podcast helps people just like you who find themselves single and alone in their later years get unstuck and break the pattern to move forward and build the loving relationship you expected to have at this point in your life. Discover how to build your relationship with confidence in a fun, easy, loving way so that you are the right person for your right person. And if you enjoy the show and want to share some love, subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment. It all really helps. Here's Suzanne, the host of your show.
Hello, everybody. It's Suzanne here. Welcome to today's Easy, Fun, Lovin' podcast. It's just you and me today. It's a little heart-to-heart chat time. And I'd like you to just sit back, grab your cup of coffee, and let's talk about getting you the relationship you really, truly desire. How can we make that happen? Today, I want to talk about using our higher faculties, and we're going to go into that. We're going to discuss that at length. And it's all about, are your results causing your thinking, or is your thinking causing your results? And we base that on reality. We see stuff happening around us and we think, well, that must be the way it is. That must be the way it always is. And that causes our thinking. Or are we going to use our higher faculties to create what we really want to see? And that's where our thinking is going to cause our results. So let's talk about the higher faculties, and first of all, our regular faculties. We've got 5 senses. It's what we see, what we smell, what we hear, what we can touch, what we can taste, right? That's what we're taught about in school. That tends to be how we live our life. However, there are higher faculties at our disposal, and we're not really taught those in school. We don't really think about those a lot. So we're going to discuss today the higher faculties of reason, perception, imagination, will, intuition, and memory. And let's discuss how we can use on purpose those higher faculties to help us find the dates and the relationship that we really want to have. So as always, what I teach a lot is you can listen into this and you can learn on one level and you can say, yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, I'm into that. I believe that. I think I use that, and just leave it at that. Or you can take what we're talking about, and if you're driving now, you can't do it. But if you're come back to this so that you can pause this video or this recording or this podcast, pause it and say, how would this apply to my life? Because if you can do that, I guarantee the changes are going to be made, right? And as I said, this is time for our heart-to-heart chat. So let's see. Maybe you're dealing with thoughts of, I can't find the right person, or the right people are not out there. I'm basically ready to give up because I can't go on another date. This is ridiculous. This isn't fun. Right? We discussed that last podcast. This just isn't fun for me anymore. That's it. I'm going to stop. How about, am I lovable? There's no one out there that appreciates me, understands me, or loves me. And there's certainly nobody out there. Maybe the reverse is true, that I appreciate, and I understand, I want to love, right? You could be saying, I don't know where to start. I'm new into this dating world. I don't know where I'm going with this. Any of those things could be true, and they could be causing your reality. But let's look at how we can use the higher faculties. Let's go to help you with this, to help all of us with this, to better our lives. So, first highest faculty, reason. Reason is our ability to think. And this is where we may realize, I'm not getting the results that I want. So we think, how can I do this better? Right? Which is probably the reason you came to this podcast in the first place. It's, I wonder if Suzanne's got a different thought for me, right? Because I don't want to keep spinning my wheels with where I am right now, because that's just yuck, right? So reason is our ability to think. And we say, maybe we can change this up. Maybe we can think different. Second highest faculty, and these are really in no particular order. I'm just listing them in the order that I'm thinking of them. The next one is perception. Perception is how we view things, how we view a situation, how we view our life, how we view someone else's situation or life. Simply a perception. No right or wrong, no good or bad, simply a perception. Third, one of my favorites, imagination. And I'm going to take you through a little visualization in this podcast today to put you in the place that you want to be. But before I come back to that, I want to talk about will, because will is holding something on the screen of your mind to the exclusion of anything else. Okay, it's like the racehorse that wears blinders because they want the horse focused on just where they're going. So, will is start with small things. Bob Proctor has talked about just focus on a candle flame, make a dot on the wall. Just try to focus on that. You probably can only focus on it for a couple seconds at a time until we build up our ability to just focus on something. And that's what I'm going to suggest you do with will, is when we do the imagination exercise, use that to focus on what you desire. Okay, next higher faculty is intuition. There's 6 in all, by the way. So if you're writing them down, you can say, do I have all 6? Intuition is following those little nudges, those ideas that we get that say, call somebody, message them, stop here for coffee, go here to do this. Oh, I know, I should take the dog for a walk now, right? We don't know all of the things going on in the ether, all of the things going on in the energy. We don't know, we do know what we want if we're focusing on that. And we do know that maybe we'll get an intuitive nudge when it's going to cause us to be in the right place at the right time. And I want to encourage you not to ever dismiss that intuitive nudge. Okay. I have been known to do this. Trust me. You would think I would know better. And my little voice goes, no, it's not important. Do it later. Think about it later. And there was a reason I was supposed to do it then, right? We all have these. We all tend to dismiss them. I'm going to ask you to be just a little more aware and appreciative. And the last one is on memory. Not going to talk a lot about memory. Memory is something that there's a lot of books on, right? Use it to remember someone's name. Use it to remember the time of your date. Use it to remember the good stuff, the questions you ask your date, right? The questions you ask in your relationship. Make a point of lodging that into your memory. And remember, if you say, I have a bad memory, you're going to get a bad memory. So certainly what we focus on, we're going to get. So first, before we even get into the where you're at in relationship, where you're at in dating, and the questions of good people, right people, is it fun? I want to take you through a little imagination exercise. So what I would like you to do is close your eyes for just a couple of minutes. And I'm going to take you on a journey to the relationship that you want to experience, that you desire to experience. Okay? And this exercise, by the way, comes from Jack Canfield. Always have to give credit where credit is due. I may not do it justice, but I'm going to do it the best I can, Jack. Okay. So, what I want you to do is picture yourself. You're on the street and you're going to go into an old style movie theater. And when you walk in the door and you go past the popcorn stand, you're going to walk into the theater, and it's that old style movie theater that actually has a bit of a stage, and it's got red velvet curtains hiding the screen. The curtains are going to open in a minute, but they're closed right now. And all the seats are like that crushed red velvet, and there's nobody else in the theater. So you get to pick whatever seat you want. I'd like you to go ahead and choose that seat right now. Sit in it. Feel how comfortable that seat is, okay? You're getting ready for the movie to start. And as you sit down, you get comfortable. Those red velvet curtains start to part and the movie starts playing in front of you. And it is you in your life experiencing your ideal relationship. All right, so as it opens up, I want you to see yourself on the screen. And I'm going to ask you some questions because I want you to fill in your visualization. Where are you? Right? Where are you? Who are you with? It doesn't have to be a whole face. It just has to be the feeling. Maybe there's other people around too, right? Who are you with? What's going on? Maybe you're in a situation where you're talking about this great person that you've just met. Maybe you fast forward into your relationship and you're talking about what that relationship is like. And you're talking to a friend. Who's there? What are you smelling? What are you eating? Are you drinking something? Are you toasting to this fun relationship that's so warm and loving and special that you have now? What are you wearing? What is everybody else wearing? What do you hear? What is being said? What are you saying? What are the other people saying around you? And most important, how do you feel? I want you to really see this happening on the screen of your mind. And as you're watching this movie, you're getting so excited, feeling so at one with this, that I'd like you to stand, get up from your seat, stand up, and walk towards that movie screen. Go up the stairs to the stage. You're on the stage, and I want you to walk into that movie screen and assume yourself on the screen. There you are. You are now in your movie. Are you being touched? Are you being held? Are you being, what are you experiencing now in that same reality that you created? You were just watching it and now you're in it. How does it feel? How does it feel to be living the life that you really want to have? What are people saying? What is going on? Experience this to its fullest. And now, once you've gathered that all up and you're really feeling good about it, and you realize the person that you are, the person that you've become, how are you viewing life now? Take that with you as you slowly back out of your movie. It's still going to be playing, but I want you to back out of the movie. Take that feeling with you. Walk back to your seat. Sit back in your seat as the movie is still playing. It's still going on. You're still feeling that amazing feeling of what's going on. And as you sit in your seat, the movie screen starts getting smaller coming towards you. Okay, it's getting smaller and smaller. It's still playing. Your movie is still playing. You're still front and center. It's getting smaller as it comes towards you, smaller and smaller as it comes closer and closer to you until it's about the size of a cracker. And I want you to reach out and I want you to take that cracker movie and I want you to put it in your mouth. And I want you to savor that as you internalize that cracker, that movie, and feel the feeling and feel how good that feels to be living that life, to be experiencing that life. And now you can stand up with all that pleasure, all that good feeling, and you can walk out of the movie theater onto the street and take with you that feeling, the persona that you now have as that person who has that ideal relationship. And now you can open your eyes. Did you like that? Oh, I wish I could hear and see you guys right now because I hope that you are feeling that that is absolutely phenomenal. Now, what we just did is we took a couple of minutes to visualize using our imagination where you want to be. Now, here's my question for you. If it felt good, you've got a smile on your face right now. And my question for you is, can you imagine the power of doing that on a daily basis? Take a couple of minutes and forget whatever your current reality may be and decide, this is the reality I'm going for. And take a few minutes and hold it on the screen of your mind using your will, right? We're pairing the higher faculties of imagination and will. Now, what do you think is going to happen with your intuition? Do you think your mind is going to be pretty clear now on what you want? You're not focusing on what you don't want. You're not focusing on all those crappy dates. You're not focusing on all the wrong people. You're now focusing on the right people. And if that's in your imagination, that you're actually living this life, what do you think your intuition is going to do? Do you think it will lead you to the right situations where you can meet your right people, right? New friends, new relationships, the relationship. Intuition is right there. So those are three of the higher faculties that we just use to get you where you want. We've used imagination, will, and intuition. And now, when you look at people, when you look at things, when you look at life, when you look at experiences you have, we can use the higher faculty of perception. I wonder if this is where I need to be, right? The perception is this has got to be good. The perception is I'm being led to the right place. And you change your perception from not good to better, getting better. There you go. We've just used now 4 of our higher faculties. And we started with reason, which is, things aren't going the way I want it. I'd like it to change. And then we move into all of the others. And then we're going to use our memory so that we remember the details, so that we remember who we should call, our dates, so we remember our appointments, so we remember all that great stuff that we're learning about this new person. And ta-da, we're using our higher faculties. So I'd like you to think about what is not going the way you want it to. Okay, so this is a point where we say, oh, yeah, what Suzanne said, that was really good about using your higher faculties. Yep, okay, I may be going to do that. This is the time, everybody, we go into, what is not going the way that I want it to? And then let's use our higher faculties to change that around. You like it? You like that thought? Good. I hope you do, because it's really important in us getting what we want, right? It's sometimes things are simple to do and they're simple not to do. I want you to be willing to do all of the simple things because these simple things lead to great results. And again, the question becomes, are your results causing your thinking, or is your thinking causing the results that you want? Right? There is a difference. So plug in whatever it is in your life that's not going the way you want it to, and use your higher faculties that you have at your disposal to create what you want. And I invite you, if you have anything on your mind that you're thinking, I could use a little bit of extra help, a little bit of support with this, post a comment, depending where you're listening to this, where you're watching this, post a comment or message me directly so I can help you with using some of those higher faculties to create your better picture. Because all this takes is a little practice. Sometimes we're not very well practiced up at it. It's like my reality is too strong. I can't change my perception to see something good. Sometimes that's the case, in which case it's important to reach out, and I would love to be able to help you get through this. And we can do it in private, or we can even do another podcast and you can be a guest. Let me know and we'll work through that. And I guarantee if you are doing it with others, if we did a podcast, helping you will help others, because none of us is ever alone. Even when we think we are, we tend to think it's only us. We tend to think it must not be anybody else, must just be us. And that's just monkey mind thinking. So realize that you're never alone. There are other people going through this. And I want to help support you in getting to your dream, in getting to your ideal relationship. And with that in mind, I want to remind you that I have an entire website dedicated to this. All right. It's called readyforarelationship.com. Go there. You are going to find other podcasts that I hope will serve you. You are going to find some blogs so that you know that you're not alone. Have a look at those, see the messages that come out there. And I also have on the top right-hand corner of that website a 30-minute masterclass, 5 ways to really be ready for that new relationship. Because sometimes we need to change our perception. We need to change how we view the world, how we interact, so that we can be ready to see that right person and be able to be open to loving that right person when they show up. And that's what I hope to have helped you with in the masterclass. And as always, contact me so I can help you. That's my one goal in life. I want to help empower you. I want to help empower you to have the relationship that you desire, because you deserve it. So thank you for joining me on our podcast today. I hope you enjoyed our coffee chat, even though, as usual, I'm not holding a coffee if you're seeing me on screen, because I drank it already. But you know what? I think I'm going for a second one. So I am wishing you some easy, fun, loving, and join us again on another podcast, and have a great day. Hugs and love. Bye.
Here we are at the end of the podcast, and you just got some Suzanne loving. If you got value out of this podcast and you want to spread some love too, subscribe, rate, review, leave a comment. And who was it that you were thinking about who could also be uplifted by it? Share it with them now. Catch you next time.